Yo, it is Monday, December 16th, 2024. It's 2:02 p.m. What's up? So, no idea where exactly I want to go with this, but I'm just going to start talking because this is the whole point of the show is to document. So, I've got some shit that I want to say, or I guess talk about, whatever. So, dude, I need to get my shit together. I need to get my shit on point, and I need to get more organized. I need to get my priorities straight as far as business and what I got to create and what I got to work on. And I need to increase my discipline to do all these things, and I need to continue doing them for the next, honestly, 3, 4, 5 years. And that's it. Now on paper, simple, just show up, work hard, that's it. But for me, this is a whole nother level of work that I need to be putting in, because I think that I've been working hard, but the truth is I've been working hard, just not on the right things. My focus, my energy, my attention is on good things, but not the right things. So it doesn't matter how great my program is if nobody's buying it. So it's cool that I'm focusing all this attention. I'm making all the systems and processes and forms and videos and guides and resources and all that shit. 100%. It's never a bad thing to have those things. But if nobody is joining the program, then I can't expect to make any kind of income, and I can't expect to move forward with any other goal in my life that is tied to that. So I just have to get my shit in order, man. It causes so much frustration to know that I'm not putting in the effort and focus on the things that I need to be doing every day. And Alex from Mosey has a quote, and I can't remember what it is, so I'm going to pause and find it really quick because I think it's important here. Okay, I found it. Actually, only took me about 10 seconds, but he says, and this was actually fairly recent, this was November 30th, and this one struck home with me because I 100% agree. Now he says, "You're not feeling as good as you could because you're not working as hard as you know you can." And dude, that's so fucking accurate for me. I know that I can focus and dial in and get shit done, but I'm not. And I feel like a fucking fraud as a result. And I hate feeling this way, dude, but it's all on me, you know? It's so frustrating to the point where it's like, dude, I'll do whatever it fucking takes, dude, because I'm so done feeling this way, man. So fucking frustrating. And honestly, what kind of was setting the tone here for how I'm feeling this way is I went in. So how it works where I work is if you want to leave for the day, you got to use PTO. So you just walk into the supervisor's office, write your name on the piece of paper and the amount of time that you're leaving, that you're using for leave. So I walked in there and the supervisor goes, "Oh, using some leave, getting out of here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he says, "All right, man, cool. Take it easy. How much leave you got, by the way?" And I was like, "Oh, dude, barely any, because I'm what they consider an earn and burn. I get the shit that was given to me and I use the shit that was given to me." And so we chatted back and forth about that. He says, "Dude, I 100% get your point. I'm the same way. But, you know, God forbid something happens, you got to use this leave, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, "No, I get it. Like, if something happened and I'm screwed, I get it." And it seemed like, because we went back and forth, and it seemed like the concern was I'd be screwed financially. And obviously, having the ego and shit that I do, I took that and I was like, why do you think that I need this job to survive financially? Why do you think that this is all I got going on? You think, and obviously he didn't say any of this and he didn't even imply any of this, but me, again, ego, having this shit that I have, I was like, you think that I don't have other things going on? You think I'm not smart, you know, all this shit. So we kept going back and forth. It was a nice conversation, dude, because I ask so many questions. I ask all the what ifs. I ask all the nuanced questions. Well, what if this, but then that didn't, or whatever. And that's just for the sake of understanding how everything works. Now, in the past, every time I do this, it always backfires as me trying to rebel, or you can, happened with FedEx. I think I recorded some of the conversations that I had. You can go back. I think it's, I don't know, episode 100 through 200 or 200 through 300. One of them's in there. And I just ask questions, and I want to know what happens if this, what happens if that, what happens if I quit my job and then stab a canopy with a knife. What happens then? You know, am I going to do that? Fuck no. I don't need to know what happens to know that I would be in I would be in a shit ton of trouble. I'd probably have to pay. I get it, 100%. But what is it? What's going to happen? Why? And then who? And then what for? I just like to know. I'm very curious. I like to know things. So in my life, it's always, there's no such thing as dumb questions. And I agree. But it seems like, but don't ask more than two, because then we'll get upset that you're inquisitive of such topics and matters that don't matter. It's like, dude, that's one thing that gets me going, man. If I have a question, why the fuck does it matter, bro? I'm just curious, you know? My intentions are pure. I'm not trying to fuck anybody over. But what happens if I drive my car into a shopping center and it's raining and the light go? Like, what would happen? Like, will people get? How many shops will go out? They have generate. I mean, I'm just making an extreme example to help anybody who's unsure what the fuck I'm talking about. Help them understand what I'm talking about here. So anyway, getting off topic, we're just sitting there going back and forth, and it just got me so upset, man, because like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? 27 years old, working this job. I've had this plan to get out of here. I've had this plan to be self-employed for 4 or 5 years now. What am I doing? You know? And that gets me bothered. And anyway, we're just going back and forth, and I'm like, oh, so if I don't have leave and I can't be here, what happens? He's like, oh, you'd be AWOL and this, that, and the other, and it would be leave without pay. And I'm like, okay, so that's every job I've ever had. If you don't show up, if you call out or whatever, you don't get paid. That's normal. And I was like, but here it's bad because you get in trouble. And he says, oh no, you don't get in trouble. It's just, you know, we don't want you to be screwed financially. And I was like, okay, well, professionally, how would I be? Because financially, let's say that I'm fine. Let's say I have $1 million in the bank. What happens then if I go leave without pay? And he said, well, that's fine to a certain degree. And then it comes back on me, and they're going to ask me why I'm letting you take so much leave without pay, and why is he not showing up, and blah, blah, blah. And then he said, then I would probably have to deny you leave and say that you had to come in. Now, it's a civil conversation. We're great. He's a good guy. And when he said that, I was like, just hearing him verbalize, you have to come in if I say. Like, hearing somebody verbalize that was like, yeah, no, I don't. You can eat shit. Now, again, nothing personal against this guy. He's a good guy. I like this guy. So, but just hearing somebody verbalize that, it just was like, it just made me feel just like I'm wasting so much of my potential. And why that is like I'm letting someone else dictate my future. I don't like that. I'm letting someone else dictate. I guess that was a wrong way to say that. They're not dictating my future. They're dictating my choices. They're dictating how I make decisions based on what they need versus, I don't know what the fuck, man. Someone telling me that I have to come in and I have to be somewhere and I have to do this and I have to do that. Otherwise or else, you know? Well, fuck yourself. And again, nothing against this guy. He's a good guy. It was a very civil conversation. We laughed a lot. There's a lot of jokes thrown in there. And anyway, at the very end, I was like, hey, man, I know I asked a shit ton of questions, so I just want to say thank you for answering all of them. I mean, in the past, it's always like, oh, you're asking too many questions. You don't have to worry about that. It's not you don't have to. We don't have to worry about this. Just do what you're told. It's always been this way, so we'll just follow that. And that people say that shit, but like that's so fucking true. People always say that. And it's just, well, we've always done it. So don't ask too many questions. You know, it's fine how it is. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. You know, and it just gets me so fucking bothered, man. And so that got me thinking, because I just drove home. You know, I just in my head the whole time. I was in my head all day today because I'm just like, dude. Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? That's something I tell myself. And I just have to be better. I just have to be 10 times better, 10 times more efficient. I have to do 10 times. I just have to. I fucking have to, dude. I have to. You know, and, you know, being self-aware and shit, there's a lot of ego in there. There's a lot of, I want people to see me as this. I want to have the identity of X. I want to have the status of Y. I want to have the presence of Z, whatever it is. And maybe I'd be better off if I didn't even consider those things right now. But I don't know. Man, I went down the rabbit hole mentally of like, what if I quit here, went back to FedEx, and I didn't have to associate or deal with any other human beings on a regular basis. Because, not talking shit against anybody that I work with, but seeing the same faces every single day and knowing, just recognizing patterns in their behavior, knowing what they're going to say, what they're going to do, what's going to happen when that shit bothers the fuck out of me. So if I know so-and-so is walking my way and they're going to make a comment, knowing and predicting the fact that they will do so and being right 80% of the time just gets me so livid. And I don't know why that is. Maybe there's some kind of mental condition, some kind of predictive confirmation frustration. I don't know. Made that up right there. Just stuff like that. And then knowing that someone's going to come over here and they're going to bitch about this, and knowing that when somebody says that, dude, I don't know. So I just, again, mental chess always. I'm like, oh, he said that, so someone else is going to say this, and then he's going to rebuttal with this, and then he's going to make this statement, and that statement is very fucking annoying. And then, you know. And also, man, if I could just not have to, dude, this is a big pet peeve. So if any coworkers are listening, I love you, but goddamn. And this is the other thing, because I'm going to say this, I'm going to have people who ask me this question more. And they're going to be like, I know you don't want me to ask you. That shit bothers me, bro. Don't fucking do that. But anyway, we'll prove a point here. So usually on Mondays, I get hit with this question about 2 or 3 times, 3 or 4 times, 2 to 4 times. Hey, how was your weekend? Fuck off, dude. I don't know how my weekend was because I'm so focused on what the fuck I got to do in the next 5 seconds. I totally forgot I even had a weekend, dude. You know, and like it's happened multiple times where somebody will ask, how was your weekend? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea. Give me a sec to think about this. And I have to really think hard. Like, what the fuck did I do? And I think it was 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago it was Thanksgiving, or 3 weeks ago, I guess. God damn. I don't know. And that Thanksgiving week and the weekend, I did a lot of stuff, you know, and if you were to ask me what I did now, I have no idea, but I know I went and saw a movie with Lexi. I know I had Thanksgiving dinner. I think I don't even know. I know I did more. I think I did a lot of shit. And so that's that Monday afterward. Hey, how was your weekend? And I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it was good. I'm alive. I made it. I guess I didn't die, so that's good. They didn't say that, but that shit just, don't ask me that shit, dude. Maybe it's the golden rule. Guys, you'll listen to episode, I know where it is. I'll find it right now. Okay, it is episode 166, the dark side of the golden rule. So the golden rule, everybody knows it, is do unto others as the modern way, right? Treat others how you want to be treated. But the actual rule is do unto others as you wish they would do unto you. Now, I don't want you at my birthday party, so I'm not going to go to yours. That's the golden rule. I guess that's the dark side of the golden rule. So, hey, I'm not going to ask about your weekend, so don't ask about mine. I don't give a fuck what you did on Saturday night, so don't ask me what I did on Saturday night. And obviously, you know, that's not socially acceptable. You got to be nice. You got to, you know, be nice. Let everybody know that you care about them and you want to know what they're doing. But dude, I generally couldn't give any fucks, bro. Where's the conversation going to go? Oh man, I saw a movie. Oh yeah, was it good? Yeah, it was great. Cool. I got to go see that. Yeah, great. Cool, man. Yeah, you want to? Yeah, you have any other movies you like? Because first of all, I don't give a fuck. I don't, you know. Oh, I like this movie. Oh, cool, man. What's that about? Oh, it's a shooter. Yeah, cool, man. Nice. And then what? I mean, you can learn something from everybody, and I 100% agree. I mean, you can develop conversational skills, develop social skills. You can better yourself, paying attention. You can practice responding. You can practice 100%. You can do all that shit. I agree. And I like to gamify the things like that because I don't like to do them. So, yeah, I get it 100%. But it's just so fucking annoying sometimes, man. It's like, hey, what'd you do this weekend? Dude, I don't know. I don't recall, bro. And if I did tell you, where can we get value from one another here? You know, that's the other thing, man. This is kind of segueing as far as, you know, I don't know. But I don't like talking on the phone. I like it to be a transaction. I like it to be like very straight to the point. Here's what we're doing. This is what we got going on. I'll see you at 5. See you, bring this. Okay, bye. I don't like calling on the phone and chit-chatting and dilly-dallying and talking about each other's day and going about, oh, you got plans this, you know, love my mom to death, but we'll call And I'll hit her with a lot of, nice. Yeah. Oh, good job. That's way cool. Nice. Wow. I love her to death. But sometimes I'm just like, where's this conversation going? Because Mom, if you're listening, I love you. I don't want you to think I don't like talking on the phone. I'd like it to be straight to the point. And honestly, like Alex Ramosi says, transactional. So we're not just here to chit chat and dilly dally and talk about whatever and just laugh, make jokes or whatever. I'm trying to get shit done, and this is very counterproductive to my goals and everything I got going on. Now somebody's probably like, "Oh, dude, it's your fucking mom. Just talk to her on the phone for 5 goddamn minutes." It's like, yeah, I agree, dude, but do that 10 times a week with different people. 20 minutes of phone call right there is 200 minutes. It's 3 hours of my fucking week just gone. Nah, bro. It's 2% of my week. So, anyway, maybe it's the small talk I don't like. Maybe it's I know this conversation is not going to bring either of us value. It's not going to, maybe that's my frustration, dude. Cause I told my uncle this when I was living with him. I was like, I need an intellectual sparring partner. And you are that for me. Cause you ask me deep questions and I'm like, you know what? I actually thought one thing, but now you say it that way. I actually think a different thing. What do you think? And we'll go back and forth. There's so many times where I remember walking in the front door, got my FedEx gear on, I walk into my room. He's on the couch watching some audit, love you, Kevin. And watching some audit on the TV, some court audit or whatever, police audit, where they bust the guys for not obeying the Constitution, whatever. And I'll be like, hey, what are you watching? He'll tell me. I'm like, oh, cool. What do you think about this? And we'll go back and forth. He'll pause and we'll just have a fucking conversation. And they always get me thinking, because I'll be like, oh, I think this. And he'll be like, why do you think that? And I'll say, oh, because this and this. And he's like, oh, but why that? And I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe I don't really believe that. Maybe it's just something I say. And we'll go back and forth. And I'm like, fuck, yeah. And I just don't get that anywhere. And it's, for me, it's just, I don't know what the right word is. I want to say draining, because I'm craving. It's almost like it's a drug for me. Like that going back and forth for me, it's like, yeah, that's my fix. Like, let's talk about this shit. Let's expand our knowledge base. Let's try to poke holes in each other's logic so we can better it and patch the holes and get better. And that shit for me, love it. Love it, love it, love it. And I just don't feel like I have that many opportunities to get that anywhere. And I just got to associate with better people. I mean, I don't have. So when I say this, I don't mean in the traditional sense of hanging out and going and doing this and hitting the gym or Friday nights or whatever. Like, I don't have boys. I don't have friends. I'm a solo guy. I have my beautiful girlfriend, Lexi. She's obviously a girl, not one of the boys. But yeah, no boys, no guys nights. Don't have a gym partner. Don't got a brother like that. I got a brother. That's not what I mean. I don't got like a best friend I can text and be like, yo, dude, I need to talk. You got a sec? I don't have that. And I know some people might be listening and be like, oh, I can help you out, bro. I got you. Like, just know I'm here for you. And I appreciate that. But it's just different, because again, we're just different paths in life, different goals, different ambitions. And it's just hard for me to I guess let myself do that with, I don't know, dude. No idea how to communicate this without making myself sound like a pretentious fuck. So we'll just leave it there. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's just so tough. And I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm sitting here just recording the show in my room, and I'm just frustrated, dude. I have so many goals and so much ambition and so much drive trapped in this fucking head of mine. And none of it is materializing yet. And I know it will. But dude, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating. It's all. So I think what I struggle with most is if I try to talk about this with anybody, the response is, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. I think I'm solution based. I think I'm give me an answer, give me some feedback, hurt my feelings, please be mean so that I can get the point. Like, I don't want to be coddled. I don't want people to tell me, oh, but at least you tried. I want someone to be like, hey, bro, this was like shit. We got to do better. Even if it might offend me or get me upset or make me feel like shit in the moment, that's betterment long term. Like if I'm at work, like for example, this is a perfect example. Also, I realized that I'm far away from the mic here. It's a perfect example. This is at work, I don't know, 6 months ago, and I'm sitting there. I was taping. We'll just say that. I was taping, and then one of my coworkers comes over, and they go, oh, that's not, that's going to fall. That's not taped on. That's not very good, kind of thing. And in my head, at first, I thought, you can fuck right off. But then I thought, you know what? They're right. It does look like shit, and it is falling off, and it won't stay, and that's not very good. And yeah, so let's get that fixed. So I think I talked about it, actually. I think it's called Objective Measuring Stick. OMS. Objective Measuring Stick. Where is it? Measuring. Where is it? Stick. Recognize. I have no idea, guys. OMS, Objective Measuring Stick, is what it was called, I believe. But yeah, so in the moment I'm like, oh, fuck off. But then later on I'm like, you know what? They're right. Like if we're being real about this, yeah, it was ass, and I got to be better. And guess what? Ever since I've been way better. Crazy. And it would be great if I had that. It would be cool. You know, like for example, I talked to you guys about this in the podcast when I was posting. Dude, who fucking knows? I don't remember shit, bro. One of the coaches in the group, I was talking about how I can X, Y, Z, and he said, hey man, you got to stop doing this, blah, 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 start blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh dude, hell yeah, that's the kind of feedback I'm after. Because he said, I don't know what he said, bro, but he said something, and I was like, yeah, 100%. That's fucking the kind of feedback that I need. It wasn't like, oh, good job, but try this. Instead, it was like, hey man, that's not working. Stop doing that. Focus on this. Bet you're not going to do this, so try this. And again, I was like, yeah, hell yeah. That's calling me out on my bullshit. Hell yeah, that's what I fucking need, dude. And it's a bummer that most people think that you're coming at them and you're being mean or you're whatever. But calling shit like it is and being real with people and helping them move forward in life, that I think that's the truest form of love there is. But it's just not seen as that because it hurts feelings and it makes people feel bad. As you can tell, this show is an emotional wreck. I'm just fucking frustrated and very irritated. And the whole ride home, I was like, I just got to work 10 times harder. All right, we're going home. We're sending 5,000 messages. I'm going to go into the gym and deadlift 18 plates. I'm going to be the fucking man, dude. And I'm just frustrated. And it's I actually haven't talked to her about this as of the time of recording, but I'm going to talk about it now and then text her. So just so you guys know. So by the way, I try to tell Lexi as much as I can before I talk about shit on here. And because I just feel bad because I'm like, oh, you heard about my day through the podcast a day later. Why wouldn't I tell you, kind of thing? And I'll talk to her about this. So anyway, love you. But anyway, so another thing that's like, it adds to the pile of I guess stress is like, she's out here from another state. She doesn't have as many family members and friends out here as I do because I grew up here. I was born and raised here. And she just moved here not too long ago. And she wants to go see her family, and obviously I want to go with her. We just have it planned on a day that's difficult for our schedules. And truthfully, I do want to go see and spend time with her family because, for one, I like them. For two, it's important to her. And for three, I want her to know that I'm there for her and I have that I'm that support for her the same way that she is for me, because she's incredibly supportive. But the stress piles on where I'm like, I know it's only this one time, but if it's this one time and the next week or the next week after that, it's some other time with friends, or maybe the time after that, it's this, over the course of a year, we're talking 26 days where I didn't get to move forward with my shit. And that is 26 out of 365 is nothing. I get that. But that's not the only, it's not like Lexi's the only person in my life that I ever do anything with. I got family. I have these shits for for other friends that we catch up, or we like a fucking wedding. All these other things add up. So if by the end of the year there's 100 days or 80 days or something like that where I didn't get to do anything, 80 days out of 365 is almost, was that 20%? Just about 20% times 5, almost 20%. So 22, 23%, I think, something like that. 23%. That's a fucking chunk, dude. Fucking chunk. And so that adds to the stress because I'm like, oh, here goes another day where I have to stay stuck and on pause with what I'm doing, you know? And I know that's not how it is. I know I exaggerated. So I'm in my head about that. But it just adds to the stress, man. Because then I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to be like, hey, sorry, babe, you can't go see your family because I'm not going to join you. You got to go by yourself. Enjoy. Like, I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I'm like, I have to work my fucking face off for the next 5 years before anything happens and anything materializes. Matter of fact, there's been a couple times. One time specifically, she invited me to this thing for her work where, no, I can't remember exactly what it is, but she invited me and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry. I really have to stay home and continue working. And then she said, oh, it's okay. I get it. Something like that. And then I said, hey, it's like, I'm sorry that it's probably not going to be the most traditional or the most, what did I say? The most, I think, whatever I said, it was something like, this relationship is going to have to be this way for a little bit until things... The fuck did I say? I said, sorry that I probably can't be the guy that gives you a traditional relationship in that sense of being able to go and do these things every Friday and go hang out with friends on Saturday and come back and do blah, blah, blah. At least for now. And that's all I have to do is keep working hard to make sure that that becomes a reality where I work 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. every day. She gets off work, and then from 6 p.m. to, I don't know, 9 o'clock, that's us. Uninterrupted, just us. We can do our thing. I don't have to worry about business. I don't have to worry about anything. We can do those things, right? Because if she's working her 9 to 5 and I'm working 4 to 6 or 5 to 5, who gives a fuck? I'm just throwing numbers out there. Then that allows me to stop working when she gets home, and then that allows us to do our thing together. But for the time being now, I think that's what I was getting at when I told her this. But I was like, yeah, there's just, right now, I just can't be that normal, traditional boyfriend relationship thing right now where we go and do these things. Because right now I just have to focus on building. And of course, she's extremely supportive, understanding, loving, caring, everything, 100%. And I'm not even saying this because she's listening. I'm going to talk to her about this. But yeah. So just things like that, it just adds to the stress. My laptop just turned off. Great. Is it still recording? There we go. So yeah, nice little vent session for me. Got some shit off my chest. I'm gonna go hit the gym and hopefully let off some steam and have a good workout and come back and get some work done. So hell yeah, guys, let's get after it today. I don't mean to be a stick in the mud here, but goddamn, just going through it mentally. Nothing's happened physically. I'm fine. Nothing's happened. It's all in my head, you know? Everything that happens is all in my head. So anyway, nice. Okay. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.